Izizo.
Oh, he was singing. Sims was singing during the ad break, so we were trying to catch him.
Oh boy.
And then he stopped singing. So now look at him. Now he's talking to us. But I don't know if he's talking. He's on air. Let me see what he's saying. Sims, let me just hand it to him.
In the Mpumalanga province, the land of the rising sun. Come, Siligas. Hey. Come, Siligas. Come, Siligas. Come, Siligas. Hey. Siligas. Hey. Come, Siligas. Hey. Come, Siligas. 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 All right, we're coming to you live from Mbombela in Mpumalanga province at the Mpumalanga Cultural Experience. There's so much noise here in the background. I'm really struggling to hear you, Leanne. But unfortunately, we cannot tell the troops to keep it down because, I mean, it defeats the purpose. This is why the festival is all about anyway. It's all about the noise. It's all about the color. It's all about the different cultural experiences. 18 cultural groups are here. This is the Swati cultural group. I see the Ndebele cultural group, the Zulu cultural group as well, Afrikaner cultural group. There's a whole host of cultural groups here showcasing their cultural heritage and being proud of who they really are. So we'll be in conversation in just a moment with the cultural ambassador of the Mpumalanga Cultural Experience, who'll be taking us through her role as ambassador and the kind of work that she does in terms of taking our South African culture to the world. There she is, Miss Lucia Simelane-Ochan, who is the Mpumalanga Cultural Ambassador. Ma'am, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you, and good morning to the viewers at home, to South Africa and the globe.
Indeed, yeah, we're really struggling to hear each other, but we'll try our best because the festival is all about noise, it's all about the color, and, we're just in a jovial, festive mood. First of all, talk us through your role as cultural ambassador. What does that entail?
My role as an ambassador is to promote what the department is doing, the CSR, which is culture, taking culture to the world, to the global stage, and also promoting the pillars, which part of the experience, which is the Mpumalanga Culture Experience. I think we have about 7 pillars and other flagship how can I put it, project that we have. Yeah.
And in terms of taking the culture to the world, how do you do that? And in what platforms? And which culture? Because South Africa, is a rich tapestry, melting pot of culture, so much culturally diverse. So which culture are you taking to the world?
Let me put it this way, Mpumalanga has a diverse culture. So we have all the cultures, so we promote all the cultures of Mpumalanga. But we are very strong in Siswati and Ndebele, but we use social platforms. This is what we use. I'm also your Mrs. Cave Globe, so I'm using my platform to promote what we have in our province, because we are rich in culture, we are rich in entertainment, we're rich in so many things. There's a lot that we're rich in history as well. Right. So my role is to make sure that history is seen, our culture is seen outside the world.
What's even more, I would say, disheartening is the fact that some of the cultural practices are fading as we move along. Some of the cultural practices are dying down because it's not passed on from one generation to the next. So, as ambassador, how do you ensure that some of the cultural practices are still passed on from generation to generation and are still maintained and practiced all year round?
Our province is rich in ummemo. We have something that we call ummemo, where we call it umphakathi, where the chiefdoms are. So all our people in our province, they belong umphakathi. So this is where the culture is being passed on. We also have indlu emakhosi. So that's what we're strong with in Mpumalanga. So we are promoting, because indlu emakhosi work together with DCSR, making sure that culture is passed on from generation to generation. My role is to partake in those events and making sure that the younger generation, they do see what's happening in Mpumalanga, so they can be part of those cultural activities that are happening in Phakathini.
And how do you make the youth, how do you make our culture so much cooler to the youth and attractive to them so that they embody and embrace their cultural heritage?
We have modernized the culture. If you can see how am I dressed today, we call it dress, but today sithi kuvunula. You know, we have bling earrings now, we have bling necklaces. It's not like before where you just wear liqebeshe. So everything is being modernized. Emma here as well, they are more silky, and young people are coming into the space. If you can see now on social media in Mpumalanga, young people and young women as well, they are starting to embrace their culture and also embrace who they are. At the same time, the department is working on cultural regeneration, where they will bring together young people, young women, and also young men to teach them about our culture, their different cultures and who they are and how to embrace their culture. So there's a whole lot that is coming up after the cultural experience. It's not just the Mpumalanga cultural experience that we are having. There's so much more within the cultural experience that is taking place.
And I quite like you walk the talk. I mean, you embody who you really are. Thank you so much for the great work that you're doing. You really are doing a great job. All the best, eh?
Thank you so much.
All right, that was the Mpumalanga Cultural Experience Cultural Ambassador, Ms. Simelane-Ochan, who's been talking us through her role as Cultural Ambassador and what she embodies as a Swati woman, but representing the different cultures as ambassador. So we're still coming to you live from Mbombela in Mpumalanga at the Mpumalanga Cultural Festival. It is the 9th edition, so from here we'll be marching through the streets of Mbombela up until the promenade, where a music concert will be taking place. So a little later on, we'll be in conversation with the MEC for culture, sports culture, and sports culture in the Mpumalanga government. All this and more coming up as we follow the sun with McDonald's making happy happen. Back to you in studio.
Thanks, Simphiwe. It looks absolutely fantastic where you are. And I'm just so glad you're having a good time along with everybody else. That's what this is all about.